Welcome back to another witchy video. I don't have no fancy intro or anything like that, y'all, so I'm gonna just leave it at that. In this video, I'll be talking about coming out the broom closet. What exactly does that mean? I'll be sharing a little bit about my personal story of how I came out the broom closet. I'll also share how it made me happier overall and how you can prepare to do so yourself. So coming out the broom closet is basically me coming out and saying, hey y'all, I'm a witch, or hey, I practice witchcraft. For you, it might sound different. You might just say that you're pagan, or you might just say that you're Wiccan. It really depends on the person and what you believe in. Not everybody who practices witchcraft could be considered a witch, but in my case, I was like, hey y'all, I'm a witch. So that's basically what coming out the broom closet means, and I am gonna share my story on how I came out the broom closet. Now, I wouldn't say that most people didn't know, because they kind of did, since I would post on social media. I had family on social media, and friends already knew. Like, friends already knew that I was a witch. They love me, they accept me. Cool. With my family, obviously they seen my social media was like witch list for a little bit, and they seen what I post. They knew that I had a crystal jewelry business and I was doing pop-ups and things like that. So they kind of already knew, and for a little bit they did accept it. And I would say this whole situation of me coming out the broom closet came about is because I ended up starting a new job. And with this new job, everybody is kind of like, it's very team oriented. Everybody wanted each other's social medias and things like that. And my social media at the time, my Instagram, was witch list. And I was like, oh shit, they want my Instagram. It can't be witch list. Like, I was embarrassed. So even though I was posting certain things on social media, I was afraid to fully own it. Like, I was afraid to fully say, like, hey, I am a witch. Or I was afraid to talk about it, like, in person. I was afraid to be judged. The main thing was I was afraid to be judged, and I was afraid of what other people would think or say about me. So anyway, fast forward, I'm about to give out my Instagram, but I changed my name first because I didn't want nobody to know that I was witchless. And I would say for like a good 6 months, or I don't know how long it was. Probably like 4 to 6 months. I was just completely hiding my identity. I became this completely different person that was just very unlike me. I stepped away from the craft. I was very confused. I was very immersed into this new opportunity, this new job that I was taking on. I realized I became very sad, very depressed. I was confused of what I wanted, who I was. I didn't know who I was anymore. And it's because I suppressed myself for so long because I was simply afraid of being judged. And I was afraid of what people had to say about me. So fast forward a little bit, I changed my name back to Witchlist. I started finding myself again. I started being more open of, what I do, what I love, the books that I like to read. And I was posting like, the house witch book, the green witch book. I was posting like, my little cauldron, burning sage, burning incense, and things like that. Everybody already knew that I had the crystal business and that I was into crystals. But it's like, once I started posting a little bit more of who I was and what I was doing, people started to talk. So people started to talk, and I'm pretty sure they were talking for a very long time. Multiple people that were in my life, and it became a problem. I wasn't aware. There was certain situations where I would come in contact with certain people, and there would be like, little comments said to me, or like smart remarks and things like that, kind of like nitpicking at the fact that I'm into what I'm into. I'm into witchcraft or crystals or whatever, and it would just be like, little nudges, like something negative about what I would say or what I was doing. Nothing crazy. I accepted it. I'm not really one for confrontation, so I was like, okay, whatever, that's your opinion. I'm gonna keep moving on, I'm gonna keep doing me. Eventually, it got to a point where so much talking was happening behind my back that everything kind of spilled out on the table. And mind you, I wasn't fully in the closet because I was posting a lot on social media, but I was still very much afraid to own it and just say that I'm a witch and explained, that I do witchcraft. I grew up very Catholic, so it was definitely a hard topic to push myself to talk about, but eventually things were said, conversations were had. I finally owned it. I stood up to these people who were, saying things about me behind my back and to my face. And I said, you know what? I am a witch, and I'm proud to be a witch. And I also wanted to discuss it in a way where, they explained to me why it's bad. What's your opinion on it? Let's talk about it. What do you believe in? Because I'm the type of person where, I don't care what you believe in. I'm not going to judge you. You believe in what you believe in. I think every religion has so many beautiful aspects to it. What you believe in is, your faith. That's what you put your belief in, and that's cool. So I was like, tell me what you know about it. Tell me what you know about witchcraft. Why do you think it's bad? Why are you upset about me doing what I'm doing? And this person didn't really have anything to say to me. They didn't have any knowledge other than like a few comments that, crystals hold evil spirits and like other stuff like that. So anyway, it was a whole conversation, and I ended up just owning it. I owned who I am. I said, yes, I do this, and I'm proud to do this. And I don't care what you have to say anymore. Because I'm going to be me. I'm going to do me, no matter what anybody has to say. And I was like sobbing afterwards. I was in tears because, like, after the conversation ended, I was in tears because I was just so upset that this person was talking about me behind my back and other people were talking about me behind my back. Like, if you have a problem with me, I just want you to say it to my face. Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation. And that's it. If you have an opinion, you don't like something that I'm doing, I hurt your feelings, talk to me about it. So there was just a lot of back and forth. The main reason I was really upset is because I found out things behind my back before they confronted me or asked me about anything that I was doing. And mind you, some of these people I spent time with, these people know me personally. I've invited this person and these people into my space. So it's not like they didn't know who I was. And I guess they just started assuming and thinking negatively about me because I was more open about practicing witchcraft and what I do. Eventually, I did have conversations with other people about, what was discussed, and I just made it known, like, hey, yes, this is true. Yes, what you see that I'm doing is true, is what I do, and, that's who I am. Some people accepted it, some people didn't like it, some people are still hating to this day, some people got blocked. And I really wanted to share this story, like, not to put my business out there, but I just feel like this could help a lot of people. Because I know there's a lot of witches that are still in the broom closet, and me hiding my identity, who I was, what I love, me becoming a different person just because I was afraid of being judged, completely destroyed me. Like, I was depressed. I was crying every single day for a very long time. And even before I was unaware of it, like, I was unaware of it at the time. I just thought, like, or I didn't even know why I was depressed. I was just feeling very, very sad. And the main reason was because I was suppressing who I was. Since I came from a very religious family, I was afraid to put myself out there. I only know like 2 other witches to this day, like in person, personally. So, I was just afraid. And I knew that, people would get talked about it or talked about because of what they do. And I didn't want to be that person, but it really brought me down to my lowest point, and I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for all of the adversity, the low points, and going through that whole entire situation, because who knows, maybe I would have never had that conversation with those people. Maybe it would have gotten worse over time because this situation didn't happen. So yeah, like I said, people got blocked. And I do keep my distance from certain people, because you have to protect your energy, protect your space. if someone has very ill intentions towards you or is just one-sided, not understanding, that's a red flag, number one. Like, don't keep that person in their life if you know that they're talking bad about you. It's also crazy because before all those conversations were had and everything was officially brought to light that I was a witch, I was feeling very intense emotions, and I ended up doing a little ritual with my friend. You know, we did some spell work, we did a meditation, and we did a visualization within our meditation. And in this visualization, I was pretty much just picturing myself in my aura. So I pictured myself, and it was basically just the silhouette of me and my aura around me. And coming through my aura, not fully coming through, like touching me, but like, you know, all around my aura, and, you know, piercing through were these swords, these daggers. And it made me emotional because I was like, whoa, like, this is what I've been feeling. You know, I've been feeling all of these things, like all of these people talking behind my back and, you know, saying negative things about me. So I felt it before it even happened, and it was like a couple days before. Like, that visualization was in my head, and I was like, okay, I get it. I kind of get it, you know. I see the visual. Something is coming against me, or people are throwing these daggers, they're throwing their swords, and then that situation happens. And I was like, makes a lot of fucking sense. So I was kind of surprised, but not surprised, because like I already kind of expected something. And I've been holding my tongue, you know, like I said, I wasn't really speaking up for myself when people were saying negative things to me indirectly. So I do believe that everything happens for a reason. You know, that situation had to happen. I had to have those conversations with those people, even though some of them may not understand me now or may not support me, and they may have gotten blocked. It was still very necessary for me personally, for me to be okay, because I was not okay for so long. Fast forward to now, I feel 100 times better. I'm not crying every day. I feel free to be myself. Like, I can express myself. I can post what I want. I'm not worrying about what anybody has to say, because everybody already knows who I am. And I'm gonna be who I am, no matter what. Overall, I'm so much happier because of that. You know, I'm not hiding anything. I'm not lying. I'm not suppressing myself or my emotions anymore. I'm just owning it, and I'm just being me, and I'm just sharing what I love and doing what I love. So that's pretty much how it made me happier. Let's talk about how you can prepare to step out of the broom closet. I would definitely say do your research, you know what you're talking about. Have the facts prepared, have them, study them, know what you're doing, be prepared to explain everything and why you do it, and why it's meaningful to you as well. I would also say no time is going to be the perfect timing. So if there's already some sort of speculation, or like you already made it known on social media, have the conversation. Like, obviously with my story, it was out there, but I never had the conversation. So then it just led up to, like, this whole confrontation, this whole argument, this whole situation, and everybody talking behind my back. So be prepared, to have that conversation, to do your research and know what you're talking about. Also, be prepared to have some people reject you. Like, be prepared for rejection, because a lot of people nowadays, like, even nowadays, it's been years since the witch trials and, things like that has happened. But even still to this day, people have so many misconceptions about witches and witchcraft and paganism and, Wiccan and things like that. So I would just be prepared to be rejected by your family, maybe some friends, maybe some coworkers, because some people just don't do their own research, but they just know or think that it's evil in their mind, and that's that. Like with some people, they're gonna have their opinion and that's it. You know, that's the only thing that they know. They're not going to be open to what you have to say. They're not going to care what you have to say. They're just going to say, oh, you worship the devil, you're evil. You know, some people are like that. So be prepared for that. Be prepared to lose people. Be prepared to block people. Don't be afraid to block people, because if they're, like I said earlier, if they're pushing negativity towards you, if they're throwing them daggers at you, you know, if they're sending bad vibes to you, block, 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 whether it's on social media, whether it's their phone number. You know, you do not need that energy in your space. You do not need that energy just disrupting your energy and your aura, your space, you know. And I'm speaking from experience because I've been taking shit for so long. I'm at the point where, like, I ain't gonna take no shit no more, and I really don't care what anybody has to say about me. I also want to say, if you're underage or you still live with your parents and, you know, you want to practice witchcraft, or, you know, you're already practicing but you're keeping it secret, just be careful, because you know how parents can be. Parents can be very strict. Parents have their own beliefs, and especially if they are super religious, just like how my family was, that may cause a lot of issues. So I would say, you know, just wait until you have your own space, because I really didn't start practicing until I moved out of my parents' house. You know, that's when I found myself. That's when I started to dive into, you know, everything that I know now. So just be careful and just be aware of that. You know, respect your parents' decisions, and know that that time is going to come when you are going to be able to practice the craft, and everything happens within divine timing. You know, everything happens for a reason. So I would say, like, even let's say you were caught or your family doesn't approve of you, there's going to be a time where you're going to be able to do that freely. And this is me speaking, like I said, if you live with your parents, if you're underage, whatever. That time is going to come. You're going to have your own space one day. It's going to be easier. It's going to be stress-free. So, you know, just take what you can from this video and just be careful. I know I talked about a lot of negatives, but also be prepared for the positive sides. You know, be prepared for people to support you. Be prepared for people to say, hey, I'm a witch too, you know, let's do a spell together or whatever. You know, you never know until you have that conversation. Some people, they might even say, okay, that's cool, you know, I don't believe in that, but I support you, I still love you. And that's a beautiful thing, because when they know that you're doing something out of the ordinary, or you're doing something different than their, sorry, my dogs are drinking water, but you know, you're doing something different than what they believe in, and they still support you, that's how you know they're a real one. Anyways, I think I touched on everything that I wanted to talk about in this video. If you have any questions about anything that I talked about, please leave a comment down below. Or even if you have any video suggestions or videos that y'all would want me to make or talk about, also let me know. I'm very open to that. And just know, if you are a witch, if you are still in the broom closet, this is a safe space. Feel free to comment. Feel free to share your story in the comments of how you came out the broom closet, because I would love to hear it. I would love to have a conversation. Let's have a conversation in the comments. Let me know. Let's talk about it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I really hope this video made sense and resonated with somebody. So I guess I'll talk to y'all in the next one.